right, you guys, I have a little project. So, due to condensation, the walls are retaining moisture and it's creating cracks. They assume my kids did it, but no. So I watched a YouTube video. I wish I knew who it was, but he told me first I was supposed to like get this tool right here and like get the excess paint off. It wasn't exactly that tool that I'm using. This is a multi-purpose tool in this house, okay? So then I got the excess paint off. Then he told me then I am supposed to sand and repaint. So it sounds easy. Sounds like something I can do. I have almost everything except for the sandpaper, but I think I can do it. And if I can, then I know how to fix it. Because there was a hole that was made in my living room due to what is it, command strips. And I didn't do all this extra stuff with it. I just kind of spackled it and then painted it, and it has like an indentation. But now I know better, so I'm gonna go see if I can fix that hole too. I can do this on my own, and if it doesn't look perfect, well, we have 30 years to figure it out, right? It's like, I'm not gonna be here 30 years. Anyways, good morning. It is currently Sunday, and this is what I woke up doing because I'm tired of looking at it. Pulled you up, so I'm gonna continue spackling on the wall. It's just I can't get this nice even coat that I want, but he said it's not gonna be even, so, and I'm not a contractor, so it's probably not gonna be even, but I'm gonna try. And who runs the world? Girls, right? You guys are about to see either a hot mess or something I did. Listen, I changed the light in my car on my own. I want to learn how to do the brakes by myself. And I know how to do tires. Maybe I should just buy tires and change them myself, but I don't have all the stuff I need. Or at least I don't know who do. I don't have the jack or anything, so I don't know if I could necessarily do that, but I'm gonna learn because you don't want to be waiting for some dude to do it for you, right? If I waited, nothing would get done if I waited. Yeah, so I'm not gonna wait. I'm doing myself. I enjoy home improvement project. Here we are, and then I have to wait for it to dry. So I'm gonna go do the same in the living room and wait for it to dry again, and then hopefully I can go get some sandpaper, sand it down. Yay! Oh, come on. We're gonna refix this one. So here's my first hole right here. So I'm gonna redo it and see if I can get it to look better. Because you know that thing that's not perfect in your house and you're always staring at it? Well, that's that. So I'm gonna redo that one and repaint it, and then yeah, I'm pretty excited because yeah, it wouldn't be to fix their house. Let's see if there's anything else that I can break and fix. I'm just kidding, no, I'm not. All right, I'm doing this all for you, sis. Love you. Bye. Actually, I'm doing it for me because I want to fix it. But anyways, bye guys. I will talk to you after I damage everything in my home. Attempt number 2 at this spackling job. So here that is. And then I'm gonna go get sandpaper. But the thing is, this wall is textured, so I'm a little concerned about how this one's gonna do. I didn't think about it, but yeah, it's pretty textured. The other one is not, so maybe I should have left well enough alone. Anyways, so I told you guys about the app, the Love Nudge. So far 2 things this week happened in my house. I had 2 goals for Kevin, not even that many. One was empty the dishwasher, but he did the dishes and I counted it as that goal because he does not do dishes. And now the second goal was to cook for me, and look. This is his morning wear. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he's embarrassed. Yeah. Also, we had a major breakthrough this morning with him emotionally, which was pretty cool. So yeah, it's starting off to be a great day. You want to talk about your breakthrough?
Just realizing this conflict within, and he's got to resolve that conflict. You know, in order to move. You got a conflict within of what you want to do versus what others expect you to do, and you got to find ways to work through that to get to the other side. That's pretty much.
Yeah, that's not how he said it, but yeah.
I was just summarizing it.
No, there was just this one piece, but he said he wanted to talk about it later, so he'll talk about it later. And yeah, so that's
oh
my gosh.
Okay. So my biggest thing was I said, Tori called me. Yeah, my wife's like, hey, you were the black sheep of the family. You went on the other side of the country. You did things totally different from what they expect you or wanted you to do. But you also fell in line with what they wanted you to do. And I said my thing was the conflict that lied within me was the fact that I wanted to be accepted and wanted to be loved by them, but their language is different than what I
parents.
Yeah, their language was different than what I wanted and what they expressed. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So to me, that was a huge breakthrough because he's like never admitted or said anything like that before. So I thought it was really cool. Like my mind was completely blown when he said it, and he was looking at me like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, you never admitted anything like that before. So it's like a huge deal. And he didn't get how huge it was, but it's a huge deal. And hopefully from that point there's like a building block for him and he can work through some of this stuff that's been going on with him for so long. But yeah, shout out to Kevin. He actually made a breakthrough today, and hopefully he continues because it's not easy to come to terms with stuff like that, especially like when you're not always emotionally aware of things. So it's cool that he actually found something that was probably buried inside and acknowledged it. So that's really, really cool.
A lot of it's emotional wear down. A lot of it's emotional wear. Things that just being here have come to pass, and it's kind of had to open my eyes, and a lot of it's a lot of programming that I've had throughout the years of my life that just becoming undone being in this environment. It's forced me to look at it and say, is this something I want to do? No. Is this something I like? Yes. So that's one of the things I'm working on right now.
It's really cool because when you're out of your comfort zone, a lot of times it makes you face things that you wanted to ignore. And so that's kind of the place that everyone's in right now. We're getting super uncomfortable. My daughter is like, she did a video on her things like her baggage and stuff like that. And these things are things that before we could ignore because we're so busy. But now that, we're still busy, but it's just not on the same level. Like literally we didn't have time for anything other than Amazon and other stuff like that. Like watching my nephew and whatever it is at the time was a grind. It was just, that was our sole purpose and sole focus. And so now that we have time to like focus on these things, plus in our relationship we're just going through stuff and it's hard because a lot of stuff isn't acknowledged and he has a hard time opening up, so we just stay in the same state. But to me, like today, that was huge. Hopefully there's continuous like breakthroughs like that, because that would just help our relationship so much. And
also helpful that she's aware, that she tells me these things and she makes me aware of these things so I can say, oh, okay. Because sometimes it takes a moment, because like for example, I had that breakthrough, didn't realize I had the breakthrough until she pointed out these elements. It's like you've been saying the same record for 20 years and all of a sudden, bam, the needle skips and you open up. Hold on, the needle just skipped. Recognize that and then move forward. And that's pretty much what happened. Since being here, I had a lot of skipped needles and I'm like, oh. And I try to go back to my program and it doesn't work. No, it's not gonna happen. You gotta change the narrative in your life.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll just continue to open up, because he would say the same things over and over. But another thing was, it was a question that I asked that helped him to open up. So I have to know what kind of questions could bring that kind of stuff out of him as well. And hopefully, like when he goes back to counseling and stuff, that counselor will know the right questions to ask. Because I think what happens is he goes in and he has like kind of like a script that goes on, because counselors typically ask you the same kind of questions over and over and over again. And so he kind of has this script in his mind already that, oh, this is why I'm here, this is what is the problem, this, that, and the third, and he's repeating things over and over again. So I was telling him, like, you need to shake it up, get a male provider, like find somebody with military experience and go from there. Now it can go from one of two ways with somebody with military experience. Either they will understand and help you through the process, or depending on what service they were in, they'll be like, you're a baby, like shut up. So so hopefully it goes in the way that they're gonna help bring stuff out of him, but you just never know how it's gonna go with these military situations, because everyone embraces the military on their own journey in their own way. So they see things differently in the military as they're going through it, and then in the end they all end up with the same kind of story, but in the midst of it all, their stories are so different, so different. And so many people I've known in the military, their stories are so different. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully there's a lot more breakthroughs. And I'm concluding this right now because it's a weird vlog. Like, I started off with me spackling things, now we're having emotional breakthroughs, but this is what happens in the Sawyer's compound. Like, we have these kind of discussions. It's ADD all over the place all day. So we will talk to you in probably the next clip, because I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna get dressed, because it's, yeah, time is moving and I'm not.
Yeah, we got a little side hustle that we gotta do, so.
You guys know we already have all those complaint videos for Grubhub.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
So yeah, we will talk to you later, and I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Spend time with your family and your loved ones, and we'll see you later. Wolf, you want to say bye?
Say what?
He just wants to eat, so
oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so we love you guys. So I got these at the Dollar Tree, 24 pieces of sandpaper for $1 whole. And I'm just gonna sand it down. Then we're gonna paint it. My eye has been switching like forever. You're gonna get my sand in it, and it feels really smooth. So I'm about to go get the paint and paint all the spots and see how it goes. Successful mukbang because he didn't want to eat and talk.
I did eat and talk.
Barely. So he just wasted some of my memory to not talk.
I did. Well, you know what?
What?
I kind of got embarrassed because that old stalkerish thing. I admit that.
Okay, very nice. You admit it. High five for admitting your stuff. That was a horrible high five, by the way. But
Sure it was, huh?
yeah, I used to have something on my teeth. But yeah, he didn't want to admit anything that I was like, what do you want to talk about? And then he was like, at first Amazon, and I was like, what? And then the next thing he was like, oh, I want to talk about how I used to sock you. I was like, who wants to talk about that on camera? And then as soon as the camera was on, he got super embarrassed and shy about it. So he wasted an entire situation where he could have.
Oh wow, I didn't realize I was not recording that whole time. Hello, live and direct from the parking lot. We're here doing a little pickup and soon to be delivery. And as you can tell, pretty hot out here. She's back. My food.
Huh?
That's just how it goes. She's back with my food. Hopefully she got me a good meal.
Naked.
I kind of wish she got me some ice cream right now.
Is that what you're telling me?
So I was how do I start?
Right button. Right. You guys, I just watched this man's clips back, and he was like, here she's coming. Like, he dreads talking to the camera as soon as I leave. Look,
Okay,
you want to?
I gotta figure out another way.
This is.
If I go down and make a right and then punch out my
up. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was kind of hilarious to watch. I'd be adding all his pictures and everything in there because it's funny. Yeah, Yeah, it's hilarious. Just, yeah, so when you guys see the pictures, that's why, because I tell him to record and he takes pictures instead. She's about to talk in a minute, I already know, because it's almost to 1/4 of a mile. But yeah, there's
You tell them when you say she, you're talking about the GPS.
yeah, the GPS. Yeah, I don't actually call her she. I've been calling her mad bad names because she always interrupts and tells all the business. Like, she's the worst kind of side chick to have, really, because she is always opening her mouth and saying too much. So that's what that's about there. But I'm just gonna wait until after this to start the clip, because yeah, we're through. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down.
So yeah, I was just telling him, like, if you really want to like do something for yourself, you have to invest that time. Nobody's gonna magically hand you the keys to getting that stuff done. You have to be willing to invest that time yourself. And
that's what he was saying also. I heard him say something similar thing on the thing. He's like, you know, if people want to work hard until it's time to work hard.
And that's what happens with him. Like, I want to be this, I want to do this for myself. And I'm like, well, you know, figure out what you want to do, figure out your passion. Because anything he's ever wanted to do, if he mentions it, other than the boxing, I was behind. The boxing thing, I was just, I've seen so many boxers go through so much physically. And later on, I saw Muhammad Ali, and, you know, I was just like, it was me looking at the future him. Like, I know the young him could do it, but I'm looking at the future him, and I future 10 years from now, like how many hits later, then that's what I was thinking about, because I'm always projecting out, like, oh my gosh, he's gonna ruin his pretty smile, or he's going to like ruin his head or his brain or something, and I was just worried about all those things, you know, concussions, and it just, to me, didn't seem worth it. But he was like, I can make really good money, but I'm like, at what cost? So
I mean, I was a big time runner for years, and that, you know, to this day I'm having issues. I stopped running 2 years ago, and to this day I'm having issues. So
could you imagine him as a boxer going through the physicality of all that, and then trying to, and once he gets money from something, he'll keep doing it and doing it, regardless of how it makes him feel. So I just couldn't. It's not that I didn't want to support him. Like, if he was going to a gym and he was just like sparring or doing whatever with somebody, I would support that. Yeah, but as far as being a boxer, it wasn't that I didn't want to support his vision. It was just that I was worried about the aftermath. So he always brings it up because that was like the one thing.
I mean, I could have been like how Mayweather boxes and with everybody hitting the shoulder, but eventually somebody's gonna hit your face. Eventually somebody's gonna, you know.
But you know how long he was training and all that stuff. Like,
he was training from when he was a kid.
Yeah, so Kevin would be coming. He was trying to come into this in his his mid-20s.
And technically, that's old.
Yeah.
They want you to start when you become a boxer. They want you to start young.
So his skill level, like, I don't know where it would have been when he in the beginning phase of it, and then, like, I don't know. You know, there was a lot of unknown things. I had never seen him box before either, and so it wasn't something that I saw him do. Like, running, if he was like, I want to join track and field, I would have been like, you go, boy. But when it came to the boxing things, there was just too many unknown variables for me to, you know, I mean, obviously he could have done it anyways without my blessing, but it was just, I kept worrying about what was going to happen to him and the future. But anything else he ever wanted to do, I supported it wholeheartedly, because I want him to be happy with whatever he does. It was just that one thing, and because I love Muhammad Ali so much that I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
And you see how, you know, they always look at his younger years and before, but
you keep moving out of the frame.
His younger years are before, but not before he passed. You know.
They only liked him when he couldn't talk. Like, before.
Yeah, pretty much. When he talked, they hated him.
Yeah, when he was like at his prime, everyone hated him. Like, he had too much to say. But when he lost the ability to talk, everyone was in love with him. They sung his praises, which is really sad. And I don't want that for him. You know, like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. To me, I don't know. Like, I still stand behind my decision as far as the boxing went. I still do. I know he might take this to the grave with him and be mad at me forever, but
I'm not. I mean, I've seen the end result. I've seen some of these guys that can even talk. Not just Muhammad Ali, but there's guys that have what they call pugilist syndrome, where so many hits to the brain, and they can even speak.
Yeah.
You know? So,
So me, I'm a projector. I like to look into the future and see, and I saw myself with somebody that wasn't going to be fully there in the future because he was probably going to be having all kinds of issues due to his boxing career, and it didn't seem worth it in my eyes. I mean, to him it probably did, but
when you're younger, you think it's worth it because your rejuvenation, your level of endurance is higher.
Yeah.
So, you know, but as you get older, you're like, wait a minute, you know, I'm learning that my recovery is slower. You know, I'm healing slower, and at the end of the day, do I want to put myself through that pain and suffering? Because, you know, you're gonna get older, and you don't want to have those regrets where, damn, I should have stopped doing this when I had the opportunity. You know?
Yeah, and I think he was like trying to do it after he got out the military on the active side. So you were what, 27 then?
Yeah, I was 27.
So he was 27 when he was gonna start. And it's not to say that nobody can start later in life, you know, like people can't go and just start a boxing career, because you can start anything later in life.
That's true.
You know, anything is possible, but it just, I don't know. I would have rather like him had years of experience, and mind you, he got hurt wrestling, so
yeah.
there's just a lot of things, a lot of variables.